there's parents and collectors on this episode of the Creation Evaluation Station. We're once again going to be looking at a Batman set, and it's this one here. It's not a Batman movie, Lego movie one, it's just a regular Batman one. It is the Mr. Freeze's Batcycle Battle. And it's a pretty neat little set. It wasn't too expensive, although we'll check out the price and talk about that a little bit later. But for those who are new to my channel, I just want to let them know that I do in-depth reviews of models and construction kits, both new and old, mostly Lego, but other products as well. I also do reviews and discussions of other creative works such as movies, video games, and animation. Now, because they're in-depth reviews, they can be on the long side, so make sure you're using the timestamps down here on the bottom or in the description to jump around to your favorite part or to use as bookmarks to come back to at a later date. I don't mind if you miss every little part of the set, but you can just jump to the review or whichever you want to see, the figures, whatever. So, yeah, this thing's pretty neat. I think it reminds me of the Tumbler, except with less armor, just the front end. And it's kind of funny that the Tumbler also, when the second movie came out, the front opens up to be a motorcycle. So it's kind of a strange vehicle. But it actually splits in half into two motorcycles. One for Robin, one for Batman. So getting down to its details, it is set number 76118. It's for ages 6 and up, and originally retailed for $19.99, but is no longer available, and originally came out June of 2019. It's for ages 6 and up, and has 200 pieces in it, even, and it originally retailed for $19.99. It is no longer available and was released in June of 2019. So let's take a closer look at that box again. That's the front. Here's the back. Kind of excited to put this together. I have a bunch of smaller Batman sets like this that I have picked up over the years to look at. So finally getting to put them together, and kind of excited about that. So let's go open her up and see what's inside. So I don't have the original clip of the contents of the box, so we're gonna have to deal with this. There's this pretty good size instruction booklet. There are these stickers, and then the parts we shall look at the back of the book for. And here is the parts list. Very small. It's only one page, surprisingly. It feels like there's a lot of pieces in here. This is interesting. Those gray pieces are all in part of one box, or all considered one part. We've got quite a few pieces in this. Feels like they're crammed onto this little booklet, and then you got this down here too to get in the way. But yeah, just one very compact page. I hope this will do. Here we have the leftover parts from this set, and it's pretty typical stuff. Leftover pins and pegs and dots and 1x1s. We have an extra one of these printed pieces and a transparent orange one of the tiles as well. We also got some really cool stuff over here. We got an extra pistol, batarang, a whip, and a katana. So those are pretty cool. And we also have this, which this is great for minifigures. It's supposed to be, so you basically can build something off their back as a backpack or something. So that is really nice to have left over. There we have our cast of characters for this set. It's Batman, Robin, and Mr. Freeze. Robin here has got the the kid's legs, so it's a younger version of Robin. Not bad looking print, but we'll take off all their gear, especially their capes and stuff, so we can see their backs and what their faces look like as well. Other than that, yeah, I really like their weapons. Mr. Freeze has got this really awesome looking freeze gun. I like the use of the whip here to give it a hose line, and yeah, that's pretty cool. And then Batman here has got this grappling hook gun that has this like anchor piece here, and it does fire. It's a regular firing stud shooter. It's got that in the end. I don't think it probably's got good range with all that weight on there. We'll give it a quick shot. Oh wow, well, actually that was pretty good. Surprisingly good. But yeah, let's remove the gear. Alright, so we've stripped him down of all our gear. Take a closer look here. Batman looks pretty good with his costume. It's better actually than some of them I've seen. I've been looking at the Batman movie ones, and this has got, well, it's not like they don't have detail, but this just has more going for it. Like, it's got gold trim going around that whole entire belt and the bat symbol. That looks really nice. The face is interesting. They used a black piece. Now you can tell there's opacity issues with the whites, but when you have the mask on and stuff, you really don't notice it too much. And even the skin color looks off if you compare it to Robin. I think they're both supposed to be flesh tone. His looks more washed out. I don't know. It almost looks like they used a yellow for it. But like I said, you put the mask on, you're not going to know much difference. Now here's Robin. He's got the shorter legs. Now I wish they'd used gold for the rest of Robin, because that would have probably shown better against the red, or done a second coat of the yellow, because that is definitely suffering a very pale reddish yellow. It's not coming through. Needs another coat of paint. Now Mr. Freeze here, he's got some nice shiny silver all over him, and it's got plenty of details. Like the face as well with the goggles there. Looks really great. I believe he doesn't have a second face because he has the clear fishbowl on his head, so he wouldn't have a second face. And the back looks just as good as the front. A lot of detail, use of silver in there, just a lot of detail in general. Well, Robin, he's got a second face here as well. It's still a masked face. I'm surprised they didn't give us the unmasked form on the other side, but this one's much more determined looking face. But the rest of the body there, the torso, is still the same issue as the front. Lots of detail, lots of little pouches and things, but wrong. Just not strong enough color there to offset that red. And Batman also continues his pattern on the back. The belt there's got the gold trim, then you get all his muscles there, sculpted or drawn in on his back. Not really sculpted. And the face is different face, but similar issues, I guess. I mean, as I said, you're going to have his mask on most of the time, so it doesn't matter too much, but it is a bit of an issue. So let's get on with the main review. We've got everything assembled here, and we'll take a look at each vehicle real quick. We've got Mr. Freeze's little snow sled here. I think this looks really great. I love the transparent blue piece in there. This isn't transparent, but that does add nice touch. Look, and it looks really kind of like snowmobile, at least from the front. The back's kind of maybe. Take him out. He only stands in here. It's interesting. Both vehicles here, the characters do not sit in, they stand. This being a snowmobile, I don't think it matters too much. Looks fine like that. And I like these pieces using as skis. They look really, kind of strange to have really wide skis. Got like little exhaust ports here, whatever engine runs his vehicle, and maybe it makes snow out the back too. You know, it's gonna cover the place in snow, cause a new ice age. What's really interesting is this here. Now, usually there's a lot of sets that have these little round knobs on the bottom. This one's transparent blue, kind of blends in really well there, but it sticks out just a little bit lower than these skis. And so when you're like sliding it around, you're only sliding it on this, not these actual skis. So it allows for some good movement. You know, you can have it turn really easy and stuff like that, and slide it across the ground relatively very little friction. So that is really nice little touch on there. Nothing amazing, but little things do help. Now, moving on to the Batcycle here, I guess. It's kind of hard to call it a cycle when it has 4 wheels, at least when it starts off. It's got 2 detachable, like, missile launchers here that can also rotate out like that. But you can see they could be taken off and used as handheld weapons. Now that's not the only thing that's on here. There's hooks on either side. This side we have a batarang for Batman, and over here we have another hook here for Robin to put his katana. Then, as I accidentally triggered off there, we have this basically missile launcher. Well, not missile. I would call it a grenade launcher. It's basically a stud shooter on the front. You could put regular studs in it as well, but it launches one of these, which I consider that more of a grenade. And there's 2 of these, so you've got an extra one. There's no storage for the extra one, but in case you lose it, it's there. And it works pretty good. Shoots straight out. Now let's pop out Batman and Robin. They both stand inside, and even though Robin's got his shorter legs, he stands just fine in there. They got printed pieces here for the console. Another little print piece right here for, I don't know, I suppose that's the missile launcher, since it lines up with that. I love these seats. They've got headrests there, though they don't really need it. You can maybe see the clips just a little bit better in there. It does have transparent parts in there, so they look like they're supposed to be part of the cockpit, but they don't. That's what I say. If you look from this point on, it looks almost like the Bat Tumbler, but then you have the rest of it and say, no, not really. But the thing rolls really good. Nice wheels. These flip up, but I don't think that's part of the transformation. It's just how it was built. And then when you need to split up, there you go. Comes apart that easy. Then you have 2 motorcycles. Now, it's clipped in pretty much by this one pin here. This is not a pin, this is just a rod to help stabilize it. So it's only connected by one piece. There's no friction here. There's just the friction there. So it goes together and comes apart pretty easy. I'm not sure why there's a clip here. It doesn't clip onto anything, but it's there. You could attach something else to it if you wanted. Maybe put Batman's his batarang there, not batarang, grappling gun there. But each individually, the bike looks pretty good. You got more stuff going on the outside than on the inside, but they are different, so it's not a completely different build. One's yellow, one's red. The yellow side's Robin, red side's Batman for whatever reason. The stud shooter or grenade launcher, whatever you want to call it, is on the Batman side. That part of the car ends up being over there. And look, they snap together right like that, and that's it. That's as easy as it is. Got some nice big wheels in the back. Underside, kind of uninteresting. Top side, it's pretty good. I mean, it's not the most accurate car to anything, but I think it looks pretty good. So let's go give this a final eval. Overall, I enjoyed this set. Maybe it wouldn't be for everybody, but I liked it. You know, it's not really accurate to any movie or I think even any comic book, but I think people are going to like it. I know I do. So, getting down to the details with the final evaluation. As far as appearance, like I said, this isn't based off anything particular, and it doesn't have to really look like anything particular. So I think some people might not like the appearance of it. I do. I like how it looks similar to the tumbler from the Nolan Batman movies, and also I think the little snowmobile thing here looks pretty good as well. I don't think they might be for everybody. People that have to have, you know, things more extremely show accurate or whatever. And just because of that, I gave it a 9. Although personally, I think well, yeah, I think 9's a good score to give it. I like the looks of this, but it's not like it's awesome looking. So I think 9's a good score for this. Now, as far as function, this rolls really well. The transformation is really great. Well, transformation, pulling the car into 2 parts. It's nice and smooth, and it can connect back together really easy as well. On top of that, there's even how this was designed, so this can scoot across the ground with as little friction as possible. Very nice, and that's a nice function that you weren't even really expecting and knew you needed. So that works really well. I like the grenade launcher and stuff. Those work fine. Rolls good, like I said. I ended up giving function a 10, easy. Now, as far as fun, if you haven't figured out, yes, this is a bit of fun. Like I said, even steering this, the design to drive it is easy. This rolls really well, so it's fun to push along. You're going to have a nice chase or whatever you want with this. As for narratively, you've got 1 bad guy, 2 good guys. Maybe it's a little uneven, but at least you've got something here. And even the bad guy's got a small vehicle of his own, a weapon. Rather more devastating weapon than what these guys have. This is a freeze gun or something like that. So I think narratively we're doing okay. The build was a lot of fun. Very interesting to see how it came together. Was surprised. Like well, I'll say that for technique, but yes, this was a very fun build to build. It was quite enjoyable, even though it's a small set. And yeah, I mean, it came together quickly, but that doesn't necessarily mean fun. That just means it's small. Didn't take a lot of pieces, but this was definitely an interesting build. So fun, got a 10 easily. Now technique, like I've already kind of mentioned, it's a lot of fun to build, and there's a lot of interesting things that they did with this. Even the snowmobile. And for such a small build, I don't feel like they needed to get that complicated, but I really appreciated it. Now, it doesn't mean it's hard to build. It just uses some interesting things to do this. This does not use any like car chassis parts or anything on it. It's fully just built with bricks and Technic parts as well, mixed in. Kind of have to with wheels because they use pins and things. But yeah, it was really great. And even the little sled here is really nice. Design, how they did the bottom and stuff, and even, yeah, it's just really great. And that is why I give Technique also a 10. So with that, you add up all that, you get a 39 divided by 4, and you get a 9.75. And as you know, on this show, we round things up to the nearest half. So that brings us to a full 10. And I think it deserves it. It's really well designed set. Like I said, the only problem is some people may not like the looks of it because it's not perfectly sleek or perfectly representative of a particular vehicle from the movie, cartoon, comics, wherever you've seen Batman. May not represent anything particular, but I think it looks really awesome. That's my opinion. But that I think is the only problem with the set, quote unquote. It's not really a problem. So yeah, it definitely deserves a 10, I think. It's a small set, but it's a really good set. Now, talking price, it was originally $19.99, which you divide that by the exactly 200 pieces, you get 0.9, and that's if you round it off. If you find out it's $9.99, like if this was $20, it would be a perfect 10 cents per piece. So yeah, the price is really good. Looks like I said, it's a really good set. $20, may feel a bit like a lot because there is a lot of smaller pieces with this. Just looking at this, like, you could easily say, oh, this is more like a $15 set. But considering 3 minifigures and I don't know, 20 isn't too bad. Like I said, price per parts ratio isn't everything. There's a lot of small pieces in here, so it's not getting quite as much as it sounds when you say there's 200 pieces. When you get it built together, you get one really tiny, like almost like a poly bag, which you could say that was like about $5, and then the small vehicle, $10. That's where I got the 15 really from. But 20 is not bad, and yeah, the price to parts ratio says that's a nice price as well. But it's still a good price, and it's still a good set. But that's my overall thoughts on the price, because this is no longer available, so you're gonna probably have to pay more than that, than $20 for this set. So that's it for me. What do you guys think about this Batman set? Like I said, really cool. Let me know down in the comments. Let me know if you have any questions. And if you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. And if you have not yet, or you're new here, please sub. We're almost to 300. Almost, really close. I'm kind of planning on doing some kind of live stream. Might be a while before I actually do the live stream. I got some things coming up. Might not be able to find time to do it or plans to do it. But it will be in the works if we hit 300. So we're really close. So make sure you hit the sub button. And also check out my links down in the description. There is Facebook and Twitter. If you follow me on one of those or both of those or whatever, you'll get notifications faster than on YouTube. And also, there's a Patreon down there if you want to try to help the channel out more directly. But just doing stuff on YouTube will help me just the same, help the channel grow. That's the biggest goal right now. Hit that 1,000 subscriber button, which we're moving there slowly, but we're getting there. So, yeah, that's it for me here. I'm going to be signing off and reminding you that creativity is key.